Hi there, I'm Cheryl Rogers Barnett, and I want to welcome you to this episode of Along the Trail. And this time, the man behind the camera is going to be in front of it. This is my partner, Bob Terry.
Hello, Cheryl.
Oh, hi, Bob.
We get to spend a little bit of time together when you're here or we're there, but we live halfway across the country from each other.
Yes. Bob here in Texas, and my husband and I live in Utah. So, yeah, we do everything by phone and email.
Yes, and we started this with your Cheryl Rogers website.
Yeah.
And when you had a gentleman that was working on it for you, but he got busy, and he couldn't get your schedules posted when you needed them, and so you asked me to look at it, and I did, and I said, well, Cheryl, you can do this.
Yeah. He taught me how to at least do my schedule.
Well, you've got a Mac. I mean, my gosh, you're more computer apt than what you would lead people to believe. You've got a Mac, and I've got a Mac, so we get on the phone. I say, okay, load this picture, do this, do that, and now you do a lot of your website work, which a lot of people out there probably wonder, when they're dealing with someone that is a celebrity. When they're when they're dealing with someone like online, they wonder, or am I actually visiting with this person, or am I visiting with some kind of administrator to the channel or to the Facebook page or that? And I want to tell you, when you're on Cheryl's website or when you're on her YouTube channel, if you leave a message and it gets answered, it is Cheryl answering you. Yes. It's not someone else. Sometimes when I'm on Facebook, because I admin the Facebook page some for Western Stars Theater, then sometimes I will say, I'm an admin. If you really want to visit with Cheryl, go to her website and she will get back with you pretty quickly. So,
yeah, I don't go on Facebook a lot.
Facebook can be a little bit of a jungle.
Yeah, that's how I found it. And there's so much stuff on there that I'm old. I get confused easily, and that just drives me nuts, where my kids and my grandkids live on Facebook. But, it really isn't my thing.
It can take a lot of learning.
But if you go to CherylRogers.com...
Or WesternStarsTheater.com.
Western Stars Theater, or even Western Stars Theater on YouTube.
Yes.
If you make a comment or ask a question, I try my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. Now, if I'm traveling, like I have been for the last 3.5 weeks, I've been in Texas. Mm-hmm. So, then it might be delayed. But usually, I try and get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Usually the same day.
Yeah.
I do check my website.
You're on the ball with that.
Yeah.
So, and that's what when you learned how to do your website, I thought, well, since I've been doing westerns on the web all of these years, and your dad has so many wonderful films, and you have so many of these people like the Carey family, like Dobie Carey, his a lot of his dad's films are accessible, and so I thought, well, Cheryl, there's so much knowledge. I remember you telling me, I was trying to communicate with someone, and they were very difficult to get in touch with. I could talk to a staff member or something, and I said, all I want to do is ask them a question, about something, and maybe send them a copy of something if they don't have it. And you said, well, I said, do you know them? And yes, I know them. And you just tell them that I told you, tell the staff member that I told you to call, and that will put you in touch with them. And I thought, well, that kicks doors open because of who you are. And it's, a fellow I know once told me, he said, in the entertainment business, it is who you know.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's who knows you. And everybody knows you, and everybody loves you. And there's good reason for that, because you're probably the most considerate person in the whole world.
Oh, good heavens.
You are. And so I thought, well, we need to preserve that. And we need to preserve the things that your friends know. And like you used to babysit Dickie Jones as kids. I mean, my
Yeah.
gosh, you've known that family forever. So you have a treasure of Western film knowledge from behind the scenes and with your friends that can do posts on your site, about movies and things.
Yeah.
And that's why we said, we need to partner up and we need to bring the films to your site and we need to bring all this information from your friends to your site. And it's a treasure.
Oh, well, thank you. I know I'm having so much fun with Along the Trail, which is going to be our next thing. And it will be here at Western Stars Theater. And we'll be showing interviews that I've been lucky enough to do at a couple of the Western festivals I've attended over the years. And then brand new stuff that we're just doing now here in Texas. And
yeah, we've yet to release an episode.
yeah.
This is an episode we've been filming. We've got wonderful guests. There's Bob Fuller. There's Alex Cord. Today we had Barry Corbin here.
Red Steagall.
Red Steagall. What a treasure Red Steagall is.
Yes.
And what a beautiful office he had to film in.
Yeah, I was so impressed with that. My dad was just so wild about Red. And the few contacts that they had over the years hunting together and whatever. I mean, Dad always would come back, and Red was one of the few people that Dad would talk about. Usually, you never knew who he was hunting with, that they were famous or not. Dad hunted with Chuck Yeager for, I don't know, 30 years. I had no idea. He never mentioned it, but he told Larry, my husband, about it. But he'd come home from bird hunting with Red, and he'd say, oh yeah, and I saw Red, so very different thing. Yeah. So he is. Red is a national treasure, not just Texas, but everywhere. So great on history and all, and I really enjoyed doing that interview with him.
There's no one that has done more to preserve the American West than Red Steagall. And we love going to his cowboy gathering every year in Fort Worth. And then they have a deal in Weatherford now. They take all the chuck wagons. They drive the chuck wagons from Jacksboro to Fort Worth. And when they get to Weatherford, traditionally they go to the First Monday campgrounds and they stay there for the night. And they have a little concert. And I can remember they did have a little concert. The first time my wife and I went, it was kind of drizzling rain or hazy, and we were on kind of the corner of the street on the highway there, and there was a chuck wagon. There was about 10 of us, and there were several playing music, and it was just a nice, personable time. Now it's Weatherford Goes Red. There are hundreds and hundreds of people there, and amazing concert, amazing entertainers, big stage setup. Leon Roush is 90. And he performs there.
Wow.
It's great. Red has, it brings all this to him because of who he is and what he stands for.
Well, and he has done so much to promote the stockyards.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's where the gathering ends, is at the stockyards in Fort Worth. But he's always been so active down there. He said he was on the board for many years for the people being honored down at
Texas
the
Trail of
stockyards.
Fame.
Yes, where Mom and Dad
Mm-hmm.
are both. They've got stars there on the Texas Trail of Fame. And, I mean, it's just wonderful to see what just one or two people, the effect they can have on everybody they come in contact with.
Your dad did a duet with Clint Black years ago. Okay.
Another Texas boy.
Yes, and it was a video. Back there used to be CMT used to show all these country music videos, and your dad did this video with Clint, and it's called a Hold On Partner.
Yeah.
And there's a line in there that has actually had a little bit of effect on me, a pretty big effect on me in a way. It says, I believe the line goes, "You may not be able to change the world, but you can certainly rearrange it." And that's so true. One person can have a huge impact.
Yeah.
And so many people that we've interviewed these past several weeks We mentioned Bob Fuller. Wonderful interview with Bob Fuller at his ranch.
Yeah.
And Bob has had such a huge impact on the entertainment world. And then Barry Corbin, what a wonderful character actor. I mean, what wonderful stories he had to tell about filming and things.
Well, and the characters that he creates are so different and so memorable and wonderful. I mean, his talent is so huge, and he always finds something unique in any character that he plays and shares it with the rest of us. That's why we remember Maurice, the retired
the astronaut.
Yeah. I mean, how wonderful.
And I loved him in Collier, his stagecoach driver. I mean, he was such a his character was such a throwback to the earlier westerns. You know, when you've got somebody that's kind of almost an uncle type of figure, you know, that is there to help and a good guy and just fills that niche in a movie.
Yeah.
And then we've had Don Collier. We've had Wyatt McCrea.
Well, and some of the stunt guys.
Oh, yeah.
We got James Harness's
Ben
double.
Bates. Yes, Ben Bates. I love Ben Bates.
I had never met him before that film festival in Kanab, and he was marvelous. He was a former Marlboro man.
Yes.
He was so handsome and just such a nice man. And then Neil Summers, who is the only stuntman I know of who started in England. I mean, we've been really lucky.
And Darby Hinton is quite the character.
Yeah.
And Rudy Ramos.
Yeah, and Roberta Shore.
And Rudy's fixing to be in Yellowstone with Kevin Costner.
That brand new series.
Yes.
Yay.
We've had some great interviews. Yeah. Cheryl has done a great job along the trail, and we're very excited to be getting these ready for editing and releasing them, and y'all are going to love it. They're wonderful folks. In fact, it's in with the first bumper, it says that you interview amazing entertainers, and that's who they are. They're all amazing entertainers.
Yeah, and it's so varied. That's something that I keep noticing. I mean, everybody that we talk to has such a different story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's always been so exciting. I've always loved being on the edges of show business rather than in it. And I mean, I never thought I would do anything like this, but I'm having a great time, and I hope you're having a wonderful time. And please join us again along the trail, and thank you so much, Bob.
You're very welcome. It is a joy to work with you. And all of you, tune in, keep an eye out for every episode of Along the Trail. These are great episodes with great folks that have been entertaining us for years. And everything from acting to music to comedy, everything.
We want you to tell your friends, and if you do like it, subscribe, please, because that's a big help.
Yes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, come to the website.
Yeah.
Tons of movies to watch there, and getting more all the time, and interviews, and there's a lot of entertainment here.
Yes, thank you. Happy trails.